The scanning of sheep tags was introduced into Victoria last week, and I've got Warren Straw with me here in the Bendigo saleyards on Monday morning. Warren, a big week last week for the department, the scanning, the sheep industry. How did you see it from the official point of view?
Well, it was a big week, Murray, for the industry, and official point of view, look, I think it went really well, and I know that from an industry point of view. So we've been building to this deadline of the 31st of March to start scanning in saleyards for some time. It was always going to be a big challenge, and I really want to congratulate the industry for the way they embraced it and got on board. It wasn't easy, not easy for those who had to make the big changes, particularly livestock agents, and each saleyard's unique. Every solution was different, and I think, well, we're here in Bendigo today, they've actually got a temporary solution, but every saleyard has got their fixed infrastructure and their custom-made software, or they've got some contractors doing the work for them. But they've all got there. This is the first day for Bendigo today. Last week I think there were 7 sales right across the state, and it worked very well. A few little teething problems, but it worked well.
Yeah. Now the department attended nearly all of those, I understand, all the western side of the state at least, and some had infrastructure, some didn't. But you know, your colleagues are telling me that they're very proud of the way that the industry buckled up to the task.
Absolutely. So we're in saleyards right across the state, not just in the west. And yes, very proud of the way industry's buckled up to the task. We had everyone using the software. You know, for the agents it means they've got a tablet, they've got different things to do and a different process to follow in the saleyard. But the sheep are scanning, the tags are being read, the data's being processed. A lot of the back end stuff is made easier. So some of the tablets mean that you don't have to, you know, that you can pre-enter that information. At the end of the day, it's just up there, it's digitally there, it's correct, and it's all validated across the sale.
Yeah, you were saying there before that one of the good things about this now, you know, probably in the last 7 days we've seen 50 or 60,000 lambs go through.
Yeah.
The agency industry and the saleyards industry here now are learning on a declining supply. So, you know, the mistakes that are made or the errors that are found or all that sort of stuff is going to be easy recognised and corrected in a passive environment.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of conversation you may remember about whether we had the right date and whether we'd make this date, whether the industry was ready. But look, the equipment has been ready, and today we've got 20,000 in Bendigo. Last week we had numbers that were quite good. But yes, it's time to learn how the system's going to work, how to bed it down. There are some teething problems, a little bit of practice to get used to how the sheep are going to flow, how the software is going to work. But much better starting now when in declining numbers, exactly as you've said.
Yeah, one of the questions was always asked about how the database was going to perform. How did that go? I know 60,000 probably over 4 days is not a big hit, but how did it perform? And you know, is there anything to be learnt there?
Well, the database has been an area that we were, you know, very aware of, and it had to work from day one. And it's been working in processes since we started, and since the 31st of December, and it worked fine. Absolutely no glitches at all. In addition to that, in the saleyard environment, we had Ballarat saleyard put through nearly 250,000 sheep over since August of last year. But the test, you know, the real test going live last week and today, the database has worked magnificently, so it's gone as it should have gone.
One of the big questions has always been, or the angst in the industry has always been about the cost.
Yes.
Yeah, how has that panned out, and has it gone to where the government thought it might have gone?
Well, look, I think so. We've got the $17 million package the government announced. That's supporting tags. That's also supporting the infrastructure through the supply chain, and it's supporting training and other things as well. The tags have been very smooth sailing. This year we've got 45-cent tags, or from 45 cents. We spoke to the people in the tag room who supply all the tags just last week, and they get all of the interactions with farmers by phone in addition to what you hear in the districts. And no, totally fine, absolutely no issues actually this year. Last year there was pretty similar outcomes with the tags. So tags are fine, and the money for that's been fine. In terms of right through the system, yeah, the money's been adequate and the equipment's been purchased, so we're on track.
Yeah, is there, you know, all the agency industry, you know, have they got what they've asked for, and the saleyards, you know, is it?
Look, it's a really interesting question. We've, I think the engagement with the saleyard sector has been fantastic. The agents have really been engaged. And sort of, different saleyard, different ways of getting on top of this. But in every saleyard, the agents have been part of the solution, and sometimes have totally driven the solution. And I think I can safely say that agents and saleyards have gotten the equipment and the software that they wanted.
Yeah. The $64 question, when will it go national?
That's a really good question, and that one I can't answer, but there's certainly active interest from around Australia.
Is there?
The eyes and ears of Australia are on Victoria at the moment, and I think we're showing a pretty good show.
Yeah. Now the abattoir industry has been scanning for since December, or end of December. When will we actually see active feedback coming back to the producer?
Well, that depends on carcass tracking in terms of feedback, animal health feedback and quality feedback on carcasses. And that's certainly, with this technology, it really enables that to happen. I would expect to see that some processors at least will be providing that feedback this year. And we haven't quite finished putting new equipment into abattoirs for some of the optional infrastructure. Now, some of that optional stuff is the nice to haves like carcass hook tracking. So increasingly, Murray, we're going to see Victoria lead the way in providing really meaningful data back to the producer.